Hello, everyone. This is a review to our final exam. So let me give you a breakdown when the final exam is with it. Okay, so I'm going to send out instructions for you to do the final exam during final exam week. You have a couple of days during on that, so I'll send out written instructions for that. But let me review you to have a thorough understanding of where I'm going with this thing right now with it. All right, so I have a notepad up here, so if you want to follow along and see what I'm looking for, here's the final exam for this fall 2013 with it. So I plan to have it's all multiple choice. There's 50 multiple choice questions. Okay, it's comprised of 25 multiple choice on chapter 8, 5 questions, 5 questions on multiple choice on chapter 7, and 5 questions multiple choice on chapter 6, and 5 questions multiple choice on chapter 5, 5 questions on each of the chapters with it. So multiple choice on chapter 4. So one more, and then we have 5 questions on multiple choice on chapter 3. Okay, so they're 2 points each. Okay, so if you take this as this is going to be again, it's multiple choice. You will need a Scantron for this exam. All right, so they're 2 points each. It makes a 100-point exam with it. Okay. They give you a breakdown in Chapter 8 where you need to look for Chapter 8. I'm going to start out with Chapter 8. Chapter 8 deals with arrays. If you're following along in my book, in the book that we're talking about for this course, and I want to hone in on the area that you will be focusing on for Chapter 8 when you study for this. Hold on a second here. Let me review with you on Chapter 8 what you need to know. This is according to my book, is my page number is on Chapter 6. I'm sorry, 6th edition book that you're looking at, and have in the library. So if you go to your Catalyst name or my name, the library, it's on reserve, so you're welcome to take a look at it. Chapter 8, I'm going to start with like that I wrote some reading the book. I pulled the questions off this thing, starting on page 507-508. You need to be able to understand arrays and things. Right? One of the things arrays is that when you start to look at arrays, you make sure that you're able to declare and initialize a one-dimensional arrays with this. So the first question I want to ask you is, which of the following statement declares a multiple choice format? I want to ask you at the bottom of page 507. If you look at how do you declare an array, okay, so when you look at the declaration of an array, what actually takes place with it? The proper syntax access to declare that. Look at bottom 507, it says data type, space, array names, and inside of that you have in whatever it is, the size of the array. So make sure to understand the declaration, how do you declare an array, okay? On page 409, okay, page 59, ask for another question that is to you that you need to know is to be able to understand the concept of the range of the array. So go look at page 509, look at the accessing of the array. All right. One of the things is when you look at range of an array, say an array has a 10, you know by definition that array is element 0. Where does it go to? It's one less, so size 0 up to 9 in this case. If I get an array 50, it starts from 0 to 49. So be sure you understand the range of array index with it as well. So in this question that I would look at is understand the name of your array. That's valid, are valid when you declare arrays with it. Okay. Next one I wrote is that 509. I wrote 3 questions for you. Okay. So we'll be able to understand syntax. So know the C++ syntax. For that, how do you declare array? The syntax. And more importantly, just the range. Where does one range fits in the range? What's the valid range? Can't stress enough this thing. All right. So question off of page 509. So that will study the page. It's all about tax and range that's coming with it. This is page 512. Go to page 512. Well, it goes over starting on page 513 there. 511, 511 to 512 exactly. Understand to process, know how to process an array. All right. So when you process an array, you have to access individual elements, individual components itself. You can actually whole thing. You can't do the whole array, initial array with it. So go look at example H3 parts A, B, C, and D, A, B, C, and D, and E. Okay, so make sure you know how to initialize it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a similar syntax like A, all right, or I'm gonna ask you to process individual read a data from an array. How do you put that array? How do you when you do that? So really at the same, really looking and being and the same. When I know what I did for example 8-3 on page 512. Each one of the things, if you start out with how to actualize an array, if this array type sale index, normally start the inner loop for each of them that you want to do. And then you write the for side of it. Does that make sense? Just some clarification to this thing. So you have a for loop, and you have some information to initialize, then you have test expression, and then up. Remember this? Initialize, test, and up. Inside of the thing, if it's true, your test expression is you do sort of state in this thing here. All right? Let's say I'm sort of ends in 1. Okay, let's clarify with you that there's only one state here. There's no need. The point I want to make out is that there's a, if I have more than one state, let's set state 2. All right, paste thing. Let's add more than one statement. Let's say 2, 3. Okay, then we can put curly, curly brackets. If I don't have these left curly brackets and it's only process one state, if I have it like this, it's going to process statement 1. Or it's going to more statement 2 and 3. If I include the curly brackets, this is going to process 3 states. That's not only for the structure, but also for if, do what anything you do with structures. All right. So understand that time to be what's the bracket, when you use it. In the particular problem, I want you to understand this per concept that I told about this. I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. 5 questions. Multiple questions. Print eating about initializing. They're all there. Let's find the number example. Largest element of the array. These are the 5 set of examples that I have in there. These are the 5 examples you will have. I will ask questions on these, something very comparable to that. Okay? Hang on. There we go. Stop.